Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I will be making a theory for every Teapot episode. But before we begin the video, I just want you to ask to like and subscribe as it really helps me. And I also ask you to subscribe to Fast Doug as he inspired me to make this with his theory of every BFB episode video. But with that out of the way, let's begin with Teapot 1. Obviously, we start with Teapot 1. Honestly, there were many theory possibilities with these episodes, but the theory for this episode is that I think that Tuo has a connection with Puffball Speaker Box. I think this because of their connection between these two lines that as of now only has been said by these two. Here is a comparison.
Get the book for me, Nicole!
You might think that references like this would be referenced more, but these were the only two that said it as of now, so I believe they have some sort of connection. Teapot actually has something to do with Robot Flower. And this was a pretty big episode for her, so it makes sense. Remember in this episode where Robot Flower started having this random personality? And she had this until the paperclip hit her, which resetted her. Well, my theory is on how Robot Flower got the personality. I'll say something different hit her which caused something to collide with her system and give her that personality. But when the paperclip resetted her, she resetted back to her old personality. I think that this scenario seems pretty accurate. So let's move into Teapot 3. This episode is mostly about Tuo, but Belle could arguably be involved as well. As we can see in this scene, Tuo is about the size as Belle, but later in the episode, we can see that Belle is a lot smaller than Tuo. I know that the creators can sometimes get the sizes of characters wrong, but this didn't stop me from making a theory about it. Since we know Tuo has lots of powers, almost the amount of 4, and that we know he can change sizes, he probably just changes his size throughout episodes. It honestly seems like something he would do. There weren't that many other theory opportunities in this episode though, so let's move on to Teapot 4. Yeah, not gonna lie, this episode was hard to find theories for. In the end, I settled on one. And Clock was the one who mentioned it.
How are your tears flowing inside the bottle?
This was actually a decent question, however. My theory for it is that it has something to do with the tear liquid. I think that if it were any other liquid, it would go around. But the salt on tears likely made it flow inside bottle. Yeah, that probably made no sense to you, but whatever, let's move on to Teapot 5. This theory has to do with the funny plant in the water. In one scene, the flower is dipped underwater and somehow explodes into flames. But when Nelly dips it underwater, nothing happens. I guess this will have something to do with the fact that Nelly dipped it underwater instead of dunking it like Snowball. The dunk could have put more pressure on the flower. Either way, it's kinda weird that the flower caught on fire in the first place. Oh well, objects show logic. Next is Teapot 6. This one is pretty straightforward. It has something to do with for an X, and the theory I have is dated back almost the way to BFB 28. Listen to this scene.
Okay, how about a big building? Like a hotel, but for food, so...
And then they became chefs, so I'm pretty sure J&J were trying to reference this episode by adding this in. They are definitely known for weird references sometimes, but that's my theory for this episode. This one specifically includes lots of research, so please subscribe. Anyway, the theory for this episode has to do with lightning. As you can see, lightning destroyed many landmarks, including the canal. However, someone on Reddit clearly stated that lightning cannot penetrate deep into water, only near the surface. I know BFDI is just a cartoon, but I don't find this an excuse. My theory for this episode is that lightning is a special type of lightning that is able to penetrate deep water only when there are holes. I don't know, makes some sense to me. The theory for this episode is on Donut, and I'm pretty sure most have wondered how Donut swallowed the gumball. No. Oh, okay, my theory for this will be pretty straightforward. I think that Donut does have a way to eat things. There might be an extra hole under Donut's big hole that helps him swallow things. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to swallow the gumball. And about when he said he couldn't, simple, he lied. Anyway, moving on to Teapot 9. Teapot 9 doesn't have to do with a specific or certain character, but more so a group of characters, those being the zombies. Oh wait, wrong ones. That's better. Anyway, my theory is that the zombies actually have brains. Just look at this scene. Tuo still knew what to do to send someone to the hotel. Not to mention he sent Gady to the right place. And of course some other things too. Kind of odd that the zombies are this smart. But moving on to Teapot 10, our last episode. For Teapot 10, I think that pillow is Rocky in disguise. Well, not really, but it has something to do with it. Just look at this. That's exactly what Rocky does. I believe that Pillow was trying to imitate Rocky while also throwing up fluff because of her good deed. That is mostly it for this video.